Afrotech, what is up? It's truly a pleasure and an honor to speak to you. I so admire Afrotech's ability to bring together a vibrant community in celebration of technology, business, and us. I work for Snap Inc. as the Chief Marketing Officer, and I know this event has been a special one for us for years. Pre-pandemic, many folks from our team love making it up to the Bay to take it all in. But this is my first time getting to speak to all of you, so thank you for having me. Before I was a CMO, I was a basketball player, a point guard. That's me at my purest form, the original Kenny. I played Division I college basketball in the 90s. Man, that sounds so long ago. Anyway, a little known trivia fact. In 1997, I led the nation in assists. We called an assist a dime. And back then, I dropped plenty of dimes. The same year, Tim Duncan led the nation in scoring. I know, that record may be a little sexier, and that's the only time my name and Tim Duncan's would be used together, but we had a similar vision of the game that manifested in different ways. Tim had to be in the right spot to take his shot. His way of using his talent back then was getting buckets. I like to think that I share a core fundamental with a champion like him, seeing and exploiting opportunities in the court. We both had to be students of the game, to know where everyone was on the court, where the openings were, or where they could be. The difference is how we exploited those opportunities. His was putting the ball in the basket. Mine was getting the ball in the right hands. I bring up my little trivia fact for more than just a humble brag. That fact will help me set my theme for today because it has everything to do with how leadership and marketing works. The entire strategy around an assist in basketball can be summed up in 2 words: anticipate and commit. To anticipate, you're bundling your experience, your judgment, and running a little machine learning model in your brain, all in an instant. That data leaves you with an opportunity to use your instincts to act. That's the commit part. For example, if I wanted to give my teammate PJ the best chance to hit a 3, I passed him the ball with the seam set in a way so that he could easily catch and shoot without any adjustments. For my center, I had to pass the ball to him at an eye level so that he could track it more easily and turn and pivot. My career is the same, anticipating culture and technology so that I can commit to tell the most innovative stories to the market. To do that really well, you have to be future obsessed and pretty gutsy. One of the questions I get asked all the time is, what is the future of marketing? Damn, that's a big question without a singular answer. But what it's forced me to do is study and have a clear point of view on how I see it. Today, I want to talk about the ages of connection, a concept first introduced to me by the brilliant strategist Rashad Tabakawala. There are 3 ages of our modern world. The leaders and businesses who leaned into these ages are the ones whose names we remember. They anticipated and committed. I'll walk you through these ages. 2 are retrospective, and the 3rd is underway as we speak. I'll weave my story into all 3 of these so you get a sense of how it all landed on a real person. I'll start with the first age of connection. This age connected us to information. Starting in the mid-1990s, Google brought us the world's information, and Amazon let us find and buy things online. This is the reason my daughter doesn't even know what an encyclopedia is. These technologies put most knowable things within the reach of a keyboard. It, unfortunately, also represented the slow death of one of my favorite pastimes, the barbershop debate. For me, this era coincided with me beginning college in the fall of 1993 at Dartmouth. My class had the distinction of getting the first color Apple desktop computers. The school was considered decently progressive and had one of the first school-wide email systems called Blitzmail, where you could blitz people in the way that you email and text now. I was also a DJ on campus, and a few years later, I bought this thing called a Nomad Jukebox by Creative Labs, one of the earlier portable digital audio players. It came out a year before the first iPod. Their slogan was all your music wherever you go. Even then, I was intrigued by this new technology, but wasn't fully bought in. If I'm being honest, I was also a bit of a snob about my vinyl. I was a late believer in the future of digital music. But with Blitzmail and in the early days of the internet, I was fascinated. I can tell this was going to change the way I lived. I could feel change coming, and I started getting curious. So that's a little taste of the first age of connection. The world's information was suddenly at your fingertips. Wildly successful businesses and ideas sprouted up to take advantage of the opportunities, and society changed forever. About a decade later, around 2007, 2008, we hit the second age. This one connected us to each other. The combined introduction of smartphones and social media created the opportunity for us to be connected all the time. You could suddenly engage with everyone, from friends and celebrities to journalists to brands, all through social platforms. For me, this era manifested itself via Twitter, where I joined in July of 2007, about a year after it launched. Although I don't post a ton, this definitely makes me a Twitter OG. I'm pretty sure I was one of the first few thousand people on the service, mainly because I was able to get my actual nickname, K-Mitch, as my handle. Back then, it felt super weird, if I'm honest. Like we were sending random texts into the ether. In the beginning, me and a few of my friends would send each other basically the equivalent of group texts and random inside jokes to each other. But over time, it became one of my primary places to get news directly from the reporters I liked and to get a peek into what's happening around the world. Even though it started as just fun, my wheels started turning about technology like Twitter. I was starting to anticipate what it meant for my relationships at work and the way marketing could get done. There's a lot to be said about being a first mover. You get to size up technology first and learn how to leverage it in smart ways. There are many more game-changing companies that came out in the second age. They made us feel more tied to one another in real time, no matter how far apart we were. These first two ages of connection have impacted everything from how and where we seek information, to elections, to the re-ranking of the Fortune 500. They've enabled businesses that could never have existed before. Uber, Airbnb, Dollar Shave Club, and my employer, Snap. They also brought about the rise of data and performance-based marketing, which has been transformational to the industry. The ability to find and connect with your customers digitally has nearly eliminated any barriers to entry for new businesses to market themselves. It's even blurred the lines between creators, influencers, and media companies. It's why Kylie Cosmetics can sell hundreds of millions of dollars in products, or Beyoncé can drop a #1 album, both of which can happen without a penny of paid media. Now we are in the midst of the third era of connection, and boy, it has massive implications on the future of society, business, and marketing. The third age connects everything to us. Meaning, as technology is getting smarter and more automated, it's now more personalized. The things we care about are served up on a silver platter, tailored to our unique preferences. It's doing this through a slew of new types of connections. Data connects to data and makes decisions. That's AI. All our devices are connected to supercomputers, aka the cloud. Connection speeds are incredibly fast with 5G. And there's new interfaces like voice, VR, and AR. Rather than chasing down information, it comes to us. It arrives when we want it, how we want it. And it's taking less and less effort to blend digital and physical to the point where our technology is an extension of ourselves. It's fast, it's easy, it's anywhere. In this third age, what will become available to us as individuals is remarkable. AI capability is supposedly doubling at 3 times the pace of Moore's Law of 18 months. It's also challenging on a societal level. If machines can and will do more and more, what does this mean for the future of work, for example? The winners of this age of connection know where the ball is going. I want to highlight one particular revolution worth learning more about. Because of the convergence of AI, machine learning, and supercomputers, We believe that the camera and augmented reality are transforming the ways that we communicate and interact with the world. There is a world where the camera is the new cursor. It can see what's in front of you. It has sound capabilities and audio on by default. It knows your location, and through AR, it can access powerful utilities and experiences. Some examples you see on the screen are things that you can do right now, like the audio scanner that helps detect music, or you can use the pet scanner to help figure out the breed of the dog that you see on the street. On a personal level, several years before joining Snap, my team and I at Gatorade anticipated the camera and AR revolution, and I was all over it. In VR, we created an experience where you could stand in the batter's box as a virtual Bryce Harper and understand the speed, physics, and psychology of trying to hit a major league pitch. We also crashed the Super Bowl 50 by using AR on Snapchat to recreate and democratize the Gatorade dunk celebration. Hundreds of millions of people tried it, and it was an early indication of the power of AR for brands. And the possibilities are endless. Fast forward to what's happening now. Snap has been working with brands on the utility component of AR. It's creating an entirely new way to reach and delight consumers. It's happening because people like my wife won't go to the Mac counter anymore after the pandemic. Makeup brands rely on sampling and try-on, so what do? They bring the counter to wherever she is using AR. Now, she tries on her makeup with an AR lens and makes the purchase right from her phone. The crew neck t-shirt I wear almost every day, yep, I bought those through a Snap AR ad. You can experience glasses on your face, sneakers on your feet, watches on your wrists, and then buy the product directly from the lens. Or share it with a friend to get a second opinion. This is a huge area of focus where we are working with companies to help solve business problems. Take it beyond try-on too. Pampers came to us with a consumer problem to address. Millions of babies aren't being read to because of the lack of access to books in the home. To help solve that, we built an AR experience triggered by their Pampers packaging logo that delivers an interactive storybook experience. I believe AR is an endless creative canvas, and the problems we can solve keep getting more interesting. One thing I want to underscore is that this is not something that will be happening. It's going on right now as we speak. On Snapchat, we have hundreds of thousands of people creating AR experiences every day through our Lens Studio software. They've published over 2 million lenses to the Snapchat community. 200 million of whom engage with AR every day. Those lenses have been viewed over 2 trillion times. 2 trillion times. That's why we continue to invest in and tinker with hardware. Like these. These are spectacles. You'll be able to lift your gaze, operate hands-free, and take in the real world all around you. They'll enhance your world with useful information and experiences. The industry believes it as well, which is why Apple, Facebook, and Google are all working on camera-based hardware. Given the trends driven by this third connected age, we're working with a ton of businesses and brands to operationalize their camera strategy focused on creatively solving business problems. It's an unbelievably fun time to be innovating in this space. So there you have it. The 3 ages of connection. The first age connected us to information, and the second age connected us all the time to everyone. The third age that we're in the midst of right now connects everything to us. Personalized, fast, easy, and everywhere. This one promises to be the most transformational yet, and I firmly believe that the camera and AR will be at the center of it. Clearly, I could talk your ears off about this stuff all day, but I'll bring it home. I really only had 2 goals for all of you today. 1, to share a framework that helps simplify the complexities of how our modern tech world has evolved. And 2, to offer you an assist, to drop a dime. And here it is. I urge you to seize this moment. The camera as a computing platform And technologies like augmented reality represent one of the biggest transformations in our generation. Don't miss out. Anticipate how your skills can fit in this transformation. Help build it. Partner to bring it to your companies. Take a chance and see if one of the business ideas you have can be executed or enhanced by AR. Go design an AR experience. You don't want to be the vinyl snob and miss out on a revolution. I encourage you to anticipate and commit. It'll help you win. Just watch.